Let's see. Twitch is worse than you thought. Asmongold reacts to Moon. I know Moon, right? I know Moon. It's like in the conspiracy theory, deep territory thing. I don't know. Anyway, there you go.
Twitch is worse than you thought. I don't know if it's really that bad. We're gonna find out. We about to find out.
Twitch is taking over the world, gaining more than triple Reddit's monthly user base and generating over $1.5 billion a year.
Aren't views on Twitch down by like 20%? Twitch has been going downhill. I think the main reason is because of the ads.
Yeah, with Twitch making the world ever more like The Truman Show, where we watch, comment, and become attached to the lives of strangers around the world,
What about me?
spawning a whole new era of parasocial relationships, simping,
What about me?
swatting, and loneliness. With all of this being for the profit of Mr. Bezos. But Twitch isn't like
Doesn't really need to be about you, Asmongold. Like, Jesus Christ. Why does it need to be about you all the fucking time? It's like every video you react has to pander to you in some way or some form, you know? Jesus.
other social media sites, because unlike other big tech startups, Twitch wasn't created by some yuppie entrepreneurs or corporate enterprise. Instead, Twitch started as an artistic experiment by a 23-year-old called Justin Can, who is considered to be an artist following in the footsteps of Andy Warhol. Quite a contrast to the corporate Twitch we see today.
Yeah,
So
finally!
how did Twitch go from a 23-year-old's artistic experiment to becoming one of the world's biggest websites, making billions in revenue, creating global news events, simping and shaping our entire society and culture in just the span of a few years? It all began in 2007 when Justin Can would release his Justin TV project. Justin TV was an experimental live streaming.
Fuck, just look at Asmongold's fucking rhyme reaction shit. Look at this shit. Look at this fucking shit. Wait, is my off? Fuck, my VTuber shit is off the fucking rails for some reason. Give me a minute. Ah, right, okay. That makes much more sense. There you go. Boom. Well, just look at this dumbass's face. And then...
A few years. It all began in 2007 when Justin Can would release his Justin TV project. Justin TV was an experimental live streaming.
That makes... I always wonder why it was called Justin. It's because it's his name. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you know, you put 2 and 2 together there, you have 2 2s.
Project. Broadcast
Big brain.
About
on the
that?
newly founded website of the same name, where Justin would stream his daily life and all the things he did, pioneering a completely new mode of entertainment, where Justin would attach a camera to his hat and broadcast live 24/7. This literally included sleeping, shopping, all the mundanities of life, although bathroom breaks were omitted. You see, Justin even publicized his phone number with viewers calling into the show. However, of course, by doing this, Justin would become—
Bro, like, how... Like, isn't it so crazy how much different it is now? Yeah. Like the original CX. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of too. Absolutely. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, it's my phone number. Like, you guys just call into the show. It's fine. It was just such a small thing. Nobody even thought of the consequences.
one of
Jesus, what a fucking normie.
the first victims of swatting, a practice where people call in phony tips to the police, which results in a streamer getting raided. But for Justin, this didn't matter, because Justin TV was becoming a viral hit. People loved how raw and human the experience was.
Yeah.
The live, unedited, almost amateur nature of the show never failed to entertain, as it gave a true window into the life of one man, an experience truly lacking in the world of polished and glossy reality TV shows. And so this innovative website quickly gained huge amounts of publicity, attracting attention from the internet and mainstream media alike.
Oh yeah.
But praise also came from very unlikely places. Justin TV was actually hailed as following on from Andy Warhol's numerous projects depicting the mundane. People saw Justin TV as a work of art, where viewers could find a certain beauty and engagement in the everyday life of Justin. And it was this explosion in popularity that enabled Justin and his friends to expand the website. This meant the site could include lots of different channels and categories, covering a wide variety of content.
Whoa, wait. Social, music, gaming, sports, news, entertainment, pets? There was a pet section?
Although gaming
Where's the-
content
yeah,
was
where's the
quickly
hot
proven
tubs?
as the popular cornerstone of the
Wow, there was a pet section. Ooh.
site. This new site was basically the beta version of Twitch. Although having said this, it's very unlikely anyone watching at the time, or even Justin and the founders, had any idea of the potential of
No,
Justin
I don't
TV.
think anybody
Now, in
did.
2007, Justin TV was remarkable for a lot of reasons. Because unlike many of its other internet competitors, Justin TV seemed to be
MySpace.
undamaged by the 2008 financial crash. It also had insane growth numbers, because just after 3
Well,
years
I think that it was the opposite. I think the 2008 financial crisis is what made it successful. Because, like, now people can't go... Like, bro, you can't afford to go out and drink. That's like $80. You just sit home and you watch this guy and do whatever the fuck. I think that the worse the economy gets, the better it is for content creation.
being on the internet, Justin TV had become the 250th most visited site globally.
That's
but perhaps
insane.
the greatest part of Justin TV was its core grassroots creative origin. This open-minded artistic philosophy enabled a renaissance in live content, with streamers and viewers alike flooding into the platform. With a made-for-artist by artist paradigm,
Oh yeah, sorry, my brain farted.
the site was perfectly poised to become the juggernaut that it is today. And while everything seemed to be going great, there was one major problem. How could Justin Can and his team make any money from this? For several years, Justin
Here we go.
TV had been running on a loss in order to put as many resources as possible into their growth, which meant, like most Silicon Valley startups, all their monetization relied on venture capitalists. But in the years following the 2008 crash, investors no longer regarded Justin TV's user base as sufficient for funding. Instead, investors were now looking for much more than a large user base. They needed to see that a company could function as a true, proper business. So
And it's
Justin
also like back then, that was around the same time around where like the advent of like a lot of ads on YouTube started as well. So like now it's like you have to keep up with the times.
and his team would have to prove that
Fred,
Justin
Doesn't it sound funny that he sounds kind of like a 12-year-old most of the fucking time? It's kind of weird. It sounds like a eternal fucking man-child. I don't know. I find it particularly fucking funny.
TV could become profitable, or they died trying. This situation caused immense dread for Justin and his co-founders. This had never been a problem before, and everything seemed to be going great, with the company raising over $7 million in investments before 2010. But now with their continued growth, their high running costs were now outpacing their income, putting the company into dire straits, and investors were ready to pull out. And so in response to this challenge, Justin and his team laid out a solid goal for the company. They would need to clear $1 million in revenue per month. This number would be enough to cover their costs and attract the eyes of investors.
That's a
Justin was
lot.
so desperate that he promised the company a holiday to Hawaii.
That's a lot. Oh.
If they could achieve this goal.
That's
But
a
this
lot.
wasn't an
God.
easy goal. Almost no websites were creating $1 million.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
This was a staggering challenge. How
Holy
could Justin and his
shit.
team achieve this? Well, the fastest and easiest
Yeah, we encounter a little bit of the Jinx reaction style over there. Yeah.
option were ads. And so Justin TV began to be spammed with ads.
Right.
To the literal point that there were even
By the way, this
adverts
video
on
is
their
1
404
hour,
page.
20
However, at the
minutes.
time, this was the
good.
only way they could keep their investments. Without this, the company would be bankrupt. And unfortunately for Jason and his team, the problems wouldn't stop there. You see,
That's
while
like- that's
Justin
what-
TV's origins were created
That's what sucks about these ads, right? Is that nobody likes watching ads, but if you don't have the ads, how the fuck is the content gonna happen? How are you gonna pay for the content? Like that, it's only come full circle. You only know. Yeah. And like that's just what happens. Yeah, it sucks.
and artistic, the business foundations were very weak, which would become very apparent in 2010, the main issue being international viewership. If the countries were outside of North America, Justin TV would lose money. It was clear that Justin TV didn't have a sustainable business model at all. The only solution they could come up with to this problem was to selectively block international viewers on a random basis. However, somehow this approach actually worked, cutting costs but still not harming international growth. And after a lean 6 months of cost cutting
Bro, wait, what? So like you telling me some dude in Sweden logging on is playing Russian roulette? That's actually just like such a good idea.
and penny pinching, the company hit $1 million per month in revenue, doubling their revenue figures. They had done the impossible, and so Justin's promised holiday would happen soon after, and the celebrating seemed like it would never end. The Justin TV team would go out to Hawaii, partying endlessly every night.
Alright.
They had reached the golden point, getting drunk, enjoying themselves, making bank, revolutionizing the
Yep.
internet and making their mark on the world. Anything was possible. But while the team would endlessly party, big problems were bubbling under the surface. And little did the team know, the team would now be hit with an even bigger challenge.
DMCA and like copyright shit.
You see, Justin TV had always had a tentative relationship with copyright laws,
yep.
as at the time it was very hard to police the thousands of streams running on the platform. The
Yeah.
company had reached a deal with Fox to implement a primitive form of content ID. However, this was still not enough for some companies.
I'm surprised he was able to predict the shit. I also knew it was gonna be about copyright or some shit, but you know, it's obvious, isn't it?
And after all the partying, Justin TV would be sued in 2011 by Zuffer, a promoter for American sports. They alleged that Justin TV had let its streamers broadcast pay-per-view UFC content on the site.
Some things never change. Bro, like, I don't know how many soccer games and UFC fights I've watched on Twitch. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I've seen so many of this shit. Yeah, still with UFC.
However, it became clear that Zuffer was just trying to exploit Justin TV's unsturdy business model. They knew the team were partying and had no experience in lawsuits. But when the case was brought to the court, it became clear how out of proportion the claims were, leading to the lawsuit being mostly dropped. Justin TV still had to settle for an undisclosed amount in regard to copyright infringement, but luckily for the team, they had escaped the bullet that almost killed YouTube. It seemed like all the problems had disappeared, and the company would keep on growing. Justin TV seemed to be unstoppable. It was becoming one of the biggest rivals to YouTube. The gaming section in particular had grown exponentially, far surpassing other categories on the website. And so in response to this, Justin TV would spawn a new subsidiary company, Twitch. In 2011, Twitch would be solely focused on esports and gaming channels. And as expected, the new website was a hit, reaching 3 million unique visitors a month, quickly eclipsing both Justin TV and its founders' expectations. Twitch had inadvertently become Justin's golden egg. But not just for Justin. Twitch was fulfilling the dreams of gaming enthusiasts around the world, with gamers around the world being able to make as much money from their passion as they wanted.
That's one of the crazy fucking things, right? Is like some people were able to just make so much fucking money. It's like if you were going and you were I remember people would get so mad whenever Caseytron would get donations. Like straight up, like I remember this from like 2000 at like Miss Pandaria. They would get so fucking mad.
Isn't that like a little bit of an infantile way of viewing how Twitch works? Everyone can start earning money. The reality is, not everyone. Like, we are already seeing like the leagues of like the top streamers who earn the fucking most money on the platform. Like probably the 1% who get like at least 6-figure fucking numbers on Twitch money, and he's probably one of them. You know, he lives in this fantasy world where everyone is able to make a dream job out of fucking Twitch. What is this guy on, honestly?
Bar for entry seemingly being the creativity and personality of the streamers. These golden years catapulted Twitch forward.
No shot.
Creativity and personality of the streamers. These golden years.
Hold on.
Oh my god. There he is. Holy shit, man.
Summit.
Oh my. Bro, is that Soda? Is that Soda and Reckful?
Yeah, instead of popping a
no
Reckful.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Realizing Justin's dream of a place for streamers and entertainers free to perfect their craft, unimpeded by.
He gets amazed. He gets impressed by rich Twitch streamers. He gets heavily impressed by random rich Twitch streamers. Whoa! Whoa! Jesus Christ. How long is this video anyway? Is 10 minutes on. We're not done with this fucking video. We're not done with this fucking video. We're not done with this fucking video. Can you close the bottle, please? Thank you. We're not done with this fucking video.
Corporate micromanagement and censorship. And this wasn't just Justin's dream, this was the internet's dream. And so a year later, Twitch had gone from 3 million monthly users to 20 million. But even this
yeah, Twitch started popping off. Like, it went wild. Yeah, no, people like back then, because like you gotta understand, you know what people on the internet really want? They want to be able to say whatever the fuck they want to say. They want to be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And that's it. And anybody who gets in the way of that, anybody who tries to tell them, nope, they say, fuck you, we don't want to do this. Yeah, that's it. They want to be able to do whatever and say whatever the fuck they want to say.
milestone was later surpassed, with the site growing to an absolutely crazy 55 million by 2014, making up
Jesus.
1.8% of internet traffic and surpassing Valve, Facebook, and even Amazon. Twitch's rise.
Yeah, back in like 2014, that's whenever I first really kind of started, like, I started making videos in 2014. That was the year.
Showed how much people valued creative freedom on the internet. However, this insane growth didn't come without its caveats. The Twitch team was still relatively small, and yet the site was becoming impossible to manage. It was clear they had to sell the company. They didn't have a business framework. Ever since Justin TV, the team was always poorly managed, but with all Twitch's growth, it became clear that Justin had completed the game. So the company was ready to be sold, and Google was the first suitors. They approached Twitch with an offer over the $1 billion mark. Justin and his team were over the moon. They'd achieved the Silicon Valley dream. They were the new YouTube, the new Facebook. They would be able to sit back and retire and live a life of luxury. However, just as their dreams were becoming true, Google had to back out at the last minute due to monopoly worries from the ownership of YouTube. Although luckily for Justin and the team, Google wasn't the only one interested. Yahoo and Facebook were also making big offers, with one of the—
Bro, like, how does Yahoo have any money? I feel like the only time anybody ever goes to Yahoo is whenever they open up their grandma's computer and somehow it's the homepage. Like, I don't understand. Like, how the fuck, like, who does Yahoo?
He doesn't really understand that Yahoo still existed back then, back in those ages. We're talking past tense, not present tense. Just Asmongold, think.
Twitch co-founders being personally called by Mark Zuckerberg, who offered $50 million in just investments, with both Facebook and Yahoo offering over $1 billion for Twitch. However, both of these offers were declined due to differences in visions on the future of the platform. Justin and his co-founders believed in Twitch. They believed in Twitch creating a new free internet.
Bro, this guy turned down $1 billion offer? Bro, like, imagine how big your dick has to be to turn down $1 billion offer. Holy shit!
Oh, big.
And so, staying true to their ideals, they rejected offers from both of these companies because they believed that they would destroy the culture they had created. Yahoo, for example, had offered these companies because they believed that they would destroy the culture.
Is that my business partner right there? Oh my god. Wow. Ain't that some shit?
Culture they had created. Yahoo, for example, had offered a sum hundreds of millions ahead of Amazon, but the deal fell through because they didn't see gaming as the primary market for Twitch. Despite the fact that they could have taken this money and lived a very, very lavish lifestyle for the rest of their lives. Instead, the founders' vision for the company was worth much more than that. And so in the end, it was surprisingly Amazon that agreed that they wouldn't change the general makeup of the site. Although if the Twitch team had known what Amazon would do to Twitch in the coming years, they might have also reconsidered this offer. But this will become much clearer later on. In the meantime, Amazon bought Twitch for $970 million in 2014. A small figure by no means, but still—
I remember whenever that happened, I was surprised. Like, I was like, why did Amazon— like, I thought Amazon sells, like, fucking books and shit. Like, oh, what are they buying Twitch for?
Not really what was offered by other companies, but for the founders, this didn't matter. The true hidden reason for Twitch being sold was that the founders had—
Bro, actually, let me go back.
This didn't matter. The true hidden—
Who was it? Fucking King Richard. Ninja. Delore. The keyboard legend.
Recognizing another good bunch of fucking rich streamers. Wow, okay.
Oh my god. I love seeing the old screenshots, man.
Tired of running the company. They didn't care about setting up better systems of management. They had lost their passion. They were exhausted by their dreams becoming corporatized because the founders only cared about freedom and creativity. They didn't care about the corporate management side of business. In fact, so much so that by the time the deal actually took place, Justin was nowhere to be seen. Instead, he was working on an art project for a music festival far away from the increasingly stressful world of business.
Bro, this guy fucking— oh my god. This guy just straight up fucking turns down $1 billion offer and then just pieces out. He's like, I'm just gonna go do some art shit somewhere else. Dude, he does not give a fuck, man. Turn on 1080p. Is it not on?
Dude, bro.
Let me see. Quality, 1080p. Here we go.
It was clear that his heart lay in the creative grassroots side of the business. He just wanted to take his money, get out, and start a new life. And so the deal went forward, and Twitch, once an independent hub of creativity, was now just another Bezos puppet. After the acquisition, Justin left the company and began working on funding and running new startups ever since. And true to his creative side, he now runs a small YouTube channel in addition to his business work, with most of the Twitch founders going
That's
on
actually that's really cool, man. That guy's just doing. That guy does whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Dead air.
That's awesome. Like, yeah, he does whatever the fuck he wants to do.
follow their creative passions. In fact, only one of the original Twitch founders, Emma Shear, still works at the company as the...
What does this guy do? Like, what is this? What does he do? Like, I feel like I never hear anything about him. Like, he just sits there. You know what it reminds me a lot of? It's like, has anybody ever been in a guild where, like, the guild master doesn't log on anymore, but it's still the guild master and nobody really leaves? I feel like that's kind of like what happened. Yeah, he's just got left with guild master, and everybody else is just got like, yeah, like me. Yeah, exactly, like me.
CEO.
Nice that you make a World of Warcraft analogy, Asmon, but because like it really shows that you're kind of a fucking man child. Yeah, a bit of the main child side anyway.
But despite his efforts to steer the company in the direction it once took, Twitch can't help but fall victim to the problems that come from big tech holding the reins.
Yeah, it's about
because
right.
after the acquisition, Twitch's fate was sealed. From banning popular streamers by the truckload or mismanaging copyright and advertising on the platform, Twitch under Amazon has had its fair share of controversies. The first and most pressing of these issues was censorship. And now this really isn't a surprise considering all big tech companies eventually adopt a draconian censorship model.
I think that is generally true. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that there's a certain level of censorship, and then there's also a certain level of like harassment. Now, I am pro personal censorship. This is generally what I think is that you should be able to, if you don't want to see something, you should not have to see it. That is your right to not have to see it. You know, if like you don't like science, you can blacklist the word science in fucking Twitter and you'll never see that fake shit again.
But Twitch
What? What kind of fucking analogy is that? Like, I don't get it. What the fuck does that even mean? So, oh, you can block your word site? What? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Twitch's censorship is noticeably worse than any other big tech giant, and the problem lies...
Do you guys think that's true? Do you guys think that's true, that it's worse than any other... Like, I feel like... YouTube's worse? No, I don't think YouTube is worse. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe. Well, let's see why he says it.
with Twitch's moderation. You see, ever since the platform properly took off, there were always too many messages to keep track of, let alone moderate.
Sure was.
But for advertisers, this wasn't good enough. They didn't want to advertise their content on, quote, controversial topics. So Amazon tussled with this issue for years after they acquired Twitch, trying and failing to suppress its culture of free expression. And this is for years after they acquired Twitch, trying and failing to suppress its...
Bro. Look who it is.
It's him. It's him. Look at this dumb. Hey, okay. Let me get this completely straight. Right? I'm watching some fuck boring person called Asmongold watching some fuck boring Hollow Moon putting footage of some fucking boring dude called Asmongold. This is... Oh, Jesus Christ. The Inception will never get even fucking stronger than this. Just, seriously.
Holy fucking shit. Read the chat. Read the chat. Spurg about to be a hate work. Banning VODs again. We can call him Baldy for another 2 months, boys. Nice. Twitch's clothing. Closing. Where do we go? YouTube? Fuck those snowflakes. No more McConnell then. Off to YouTube. The end. Orwell's Think Police. What is this dog shit? Meanwhile, streamers can't play music. Cancel culture strikes again. Bro, people were not having it. They were not about to have this shit. Oh my god. They were mad.
Culture free
What a lovely people.
expression. And this is why Twitch has become very infamous for banning streamers who displease the company policy, whilst also promoting popular streamers despite their flagrant abuses of the terms of service. This issue became
I think that Twitch, like, the fact is that, like, there's a certain amount of common sense with this, and there's also a certain amount of like mismanagement, because a lot of times people get away with stuff and you just never hear about it because they're not really that popular, so it's not a news story if they get away with it. I feel like most of the time a lot of these, like, breaking of TOS, and like, also, like, if you're a really popular streamer, this is the same with any company, right? I mean, you're gonna get treated different. Like, you can make mistakes that other people can't make because you make the company more money. Oh, that's not fair. Well, of course it's not fucking fair. No shit.
particularly noticeable in December 2020 with the outright banning of words such as virgin, incel, and simp. But Twitch does
That didn't happen.
in December 2020 with the outright banning of words such as virgin, incel.
Okay, it did happen. All right. I think that people that complain about hot tub streams are virgins. I think that people that tier 3 sub to them are simps. And I think people that are commenting and complaining about what I'm saying right now about hot tub streams in my chat are incels. I guess we'll see if I get banned tomorrow, right? Because if I get banned tomorrow, then it means that I'm right. Or that he's right. But if not, then it looks like he's not right. So, yeah, it's not true. See ya, guys. Yeah, guys, as I said, I heard there's a new PoE season coming out. Feeling a break coming on.
And simp.
Alright, I'll test this out for a bit. I'm on YouTube, so nobody can do shit about it, right? Asmon, you're a virgin and you're a simp. Remember that time when you blew up your mom because you bought her his cigarettes when she was in a fucking hospital with machinery on that could burn up? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Shh. Right? I'll get there eventually.
But Twitch doesn't just ban simple words like this. Twitch has amended its misinformation standards and said that users who repeatedly disseminate misleading material will be banned. According to
I feel like, has that ever really happened? Like, I don't, has that really happened before? Because, like, I mean, Greek, like, I feel like to a certain extent, like, how is it that Greek can exist and misinformation is getting banned? You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, Hassan got banned for saying cracker. Yeah, but, like, that's some different, like, that's some racist shit. Like, that's different.
How's it racist to say cracker? What? No.
Like, unhinged, my streamer last stream, yeah, whatever. It says Greek got banned for twerking. Yeah, exactly. Like, he didn't get banned for misinformation. And what's this here? Greek speaking truth? Oh, because it's not information. They know what it really is. Exactly. And they banned Trump? Yeah, but, like, they banned Trump because they don't like Trump. It had nothing to do with what he said. They said they banned him for some shit he said about Mexicans or something like that 2 years ago. It was just it was a virtue signal. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, yeah, absolutely not.
What a lovely person Asmongold is.
What's this here? Do you think Twitch has autopilot since COVID started? People got banned for saying WoW's not pay to win? I wish. Why is Destiny banned? Honestly, I think that there are very few streamers that Twitch might not actually like. I think that if there's any one streamer that Twitch actually doesn't like, is Destiny. Destiny's been on this fucking platform for fucking a million years, right? Destiny is like, you know, whether you like Destiny or not, you've got to admit, this guy was a fucking, one of the founders of the site. He was there getting mad about StarCraft 2. This shit was like fucking 12 years ago. And so he was back. And so there's probably people that have been working there for 10 years. They hated him whenever they started. So Doc, they didn't ban Doc for misinformation. There's no evidence for that to be the case. Yeah, there's no, like, what the fuck do you mean? Like,
Simping for destiny.
they banned Doc for about conspiracy? So have I. Like, anything that, like, I am living proof that, like, saying crazy shit on stream won't get you banned. I say insane shit all the time. I never get banned.
The New York Times, Twitch will now
Because you have too much power over the fucking platform. You realize, like, you're one with the 1% of streamers that exist on Twitch that are the richest and most famous. You know, ever pass that through your fucking head?
restrict, quote, damaging disinformation super spreaders who regularly share misinformation on or off Twitch. With Twitch,
like, as I said, has there ever been a case of this happening? Gutex? Ah! But did they ban his account, or did they just remove his emote? Because I thought they just removed his emote. Yeah, Phantom Lord, he's banned, but did he get banned for that specifically? I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what the details for that are. That actually could be a good example. I didn't think of that.
Noting in a blog post that, quote, every day people come together on Twitch to establish communities that celebrate a range of hobbies, passions, and abilities. We're proud of Twitch.
The original creator of the video cannot even read for shit. He cannot even read for shit. Look.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what the details.
Okay, I don't care, Asmongold,
come
please.
Together on Twitch to establish communities that celebrate a range of hobbies, passions, and abilities.
A variety of interests, passions, and talents. You don't even know how to fucking read. If Moon doesn't have any fucking idea how to read, will you trust on him for his conspiracy theory ridden fucking YouTube essay videos? I'm just saying, like, why the fuck will people watch that crap?
We're proud of Twitch's ability to bring people together, but we don't feel those who exploit internet platforms to propagate false, damaging information have a place in our community, end quotes. And this is why in very recent years, we're starting to see
They made up that quote, probably. Where are they pulling this fucking quote from? Is it... Hold on. It's not here.
People come together on Twitch to establish communities that celebrate a range of hobbies, passions, and abilities. We're proud of Twitch's ability to bring people together, but we don't feel those who exploit internet platforms to propagate false, damaging information have a place in our community. People come together on Twitch to establish communities.
Yeah, it comes from here. But you misread the fucking part here in the first place. A variety of interests, passions, and talents part.
Communities that celebrate a range of hobbies, passions, and abilities. We're proud of Twitch's ability to bring people together, but we don't feel those who exploit internet platforms to propagate false, damaging information have a place in our community, end quotes. And this is why in very recent years, we're starting to see the mass banning of streamers, with even the major Twitch streamer Dr. Disrespect being permanently banned after just mentioning David Eichel in the stream. Yes, you.
I find this video is very misleading, and I think that it draws a lot of conclusions that are totally unfounded. Like the idea that Twitch streamers don't get banned for blatantly breaking the TOS, like really big streamers. And I think that really what he did is that he showed an example of XQC and another example of Pokimane. Like, you can't just insinuate something.
Yeah, okay, Asmongold. No one cares. Oh my god, is that Sheldon Cooper in the fucking background? It's... Oh my god, guys, it's Sheldon Cooper. It's Sheldon Cooper. Bazinga. Okay, I'm moving on.
Like that, and then not use it, not actually express like why this is, and also like doesn't this directly contradict the fact that other people are getting banned. And even in his own picture that he used as a pop-up, it showed XQC had gotten banned for, that was like his 5th time. So like, it's clear that obviously the TOS is being upheld for streamers, even if they're big or small. And also, I don't think that, like, Dr. Disrespect didn't get banned for talking about David Icke. Like, that didn't happen. Actually, I cannot prove a negative. You're right. Like, actually, I'm not going to say it did not happen because I don't know that it didn't happen. However, nobody knows that it did happen. And there are a lot of examples of other people saying other crazy shit, like David Icke, and them not getting banned. So there's no precedent for this to occur, and is simultaneously being presented as if it is the truth.
Can't even mention thought criminals.
Is this the only probable time I agree with Asmongold on this Dr. Disrespect shit? Like, it's weird, right? Nobody knows what Dr. Disrespect was banned for, right? But, like, they make this video, makes up some shit about David Icke or some shit. I'm sorry, but, fucking Twitch Meta got me, like...
criminals on Twitch anymore. Let alone any opinion.
You can mention Dr. Disrespect. You can mention Ice Poseidon. That's not true. It's not true.
That might go against Twitch's moderation team. But then who is in control of Twitch's moderation team? Who's setting these terms of service? Well, once you understand Twitch's moderation team, everything else begins to click together. And it starts to make more sense why Twitch's censorship has quickly become so extreme, even beating YouTube in its draconian levels of censorship. For example, the people in charge of Twitch's censorship teams are people like Steph Lower, a prominent member of Twitch's...
Oh, no. Fuck. Fuck. This guy had to fucking mention the transphobic viewpoint about fucking what's her name? What's her name? The Twitch moderator that is trans, right? Like the Twitch admin that's trans. Jesus fucking Christ.
Safety Advisory Council. Her position is very powerful. Steph has the power to control Twitch's terms of service and permanently ban users from the site. Now who is...
No, that's not, like, it's just like, are you kidding me? That's not, like, we've got to go, let's go back and we're going to pause every time something was said that's not true.
Censorship. For example, the people in charge of Twitch's censorship teams are people like Steph Lower, a prominent member.
They're not in charge of the censorship team. This was clearly a PR move to get good press for bringing people on that are part of minority groups. These people probably have no power and no influence. And this was even confirmed by Devin Nash whenever he was invited to the project but declined because he didn't like it. And he thought that it would have no power or impact. So even somebody who was involved in this directly and declined it said this wasn't the case. Said people like it's not them. He's playing games with words. It's clearly what it is. Okay, here we go again.
Shit. The shittiest person on the fucking planet has made a great point. I will at least agree with Asmongold if it wasn't because he was exploiting fucking other people's content for fucking personal gain. I mean, really.
Of Twitch's Safety Advisory Council. Her position is very powerful. Steph has the...
There's no evidence of that at all. There's no evidence that anything that's happened on Twitch was an outcome of the Trust and Safety Council. There's no evidence or even indication for that. And I think that there is an indication in the other way.
Yes, that's fucking true.
Power to control Twitch's terms of service and permanently ban users from the...
They don't have any power to control the terms of service that is explicitly stated or known at all. Will advise. This does not, like, advising on something does not mean that they're writing it themselves. And it also doesn't mean that they can explicitly ban somebody. Like, listen to what he said again.
Very powerful. Steph has the power to control Twitch's terms of service and permanently ban users from the site.
That's just not true.
Now who...
Here's the ironic part about this, right? Is that what I'm ending up doing is just reacting to the original video Asmongold was reacting and not reacting to what Asmongold is exactly doing. Now, do you find anything like that particularly ironic? Well, I do find it particularly ironic. Because, well, frankly, Asmongold is so goddamn fucking boring about shit. I end up reacting about the original content he's reacting to, you know? Like that's some fucking meta tier shit. And fuck, I refuse to watch this video for the mere fact that it's full of fucking conspiracy theory, fucking dung. In the original video, Asmongold is reacting to. Moon is like this sort of what do you say? Like fucking conspiracy theory ridden fucking libertarian piece of shit who makes like shitty fucking videos about big company, evil Chinese censorship, Chicom, no, here's Joe Rogan now telling you the truth. Fuck that shit, honestly. Fuck that shit.